Hello, welcome to KMA Catfish Farming. If today is your first time seeing my videos, I want you to subscribe. Click the notification bell so that anytime I upload new videos, you will be notified as quick as possible. Give thumbs up to it and share to tell a friend that there is a new channel that talks about catfish farming, especially with KMA Catfish Farming. We are here for would-be catfish farmers or first-timers, people who plan going into catfish farming. This channel is for you because KMA Catfish Farming, we went through so many challenges when we set up our farm activities. But thank God, with all the challenges, we have been able to bring the first production cycle to an end, and we have begun the second production cycle. So with the much experience and with little also that we've learned, we're going to share our ups and downs, the challenges we had, so that you as a first timer, you will not go through such difficulties. Well, last week I uploaded a video and I gave introduction about the purpose of this channel. But today's video, I plan of starting from, as a new person who want to go into this farm activities, what you have to do. But I've had some calls from people, especially one good friend from Kumasi who had challenges with his stocking and this. So I'll take opportunity to address that issue so that if somebody is in the farm activities already, he might know what to do. Well, it talks about stocking your fingerlings. When you stock your fingerlings as a first timer, is it good for you to start early sorting, or you have to wait and then you do sorting after a month and a half or maximum 2 months? Well, as a first timer myself, that I started my farm last year, I heard about doing early sorting, and I did early sorting. That resulted losing a quite number of my fingerlings. Because why? The fingerlings are fragile, they are not strong. So giving them too much pressure or stress cause them to die or cause them to have easily diseases that affected them and they will die. And I've had calls from other people who experienced the same thing. So doing this video will help you so that if you are stuck your catfish, you wouldn't try that. Because ask yourself, okay, we've all heard that catfish are cannibalized, they are cannibalized animal. And doing sorting prevent cannibalism is good, of course, that is true. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it myself. Okay, but as a first timer with no experience doing early sorting, there is two scenarios here. One, when you do early sorting, for example, you have like, let's say 5,000 fingerlings in your pond. You do early sorting. That day, you lose about 200 fingerlings. The next day, you lose about another 200 fingerlings. That is 400. And then within 3-4 days, you see a lot of your fingerlings hanging, hanging on the surface of your water. And they are dropping, dying. By the time you realize, within 4 days, you could lose half of your fingerlings. Okay. And then the second scenario is leave your fingerlings. When you bring them into your pond, you leave them. Don't do early sorting. Okay. You will see shooters, those that grow very fast. Ask yourself, that 4 days that you lost half of your catfish or your fingerlings, will they eat half of your fingerlings in that month? Let's say even if you have 30 of them, 30 of them growing bigger, would they eat half of your fingerlings? No, they will not. They will eat some, but will not. Because why? You feed. And when you feed, they will definitely eat. Though some of them might hide, but since you are using tarpaulin or concrete pond, it's easy to spot those ones. So the best thing you have to do is leave your fingerlings. Wait for at least 1.5 months. At that time, they have grown, they are a little stronger. So when you do sorting, you wouldn't lose, or you will not lose much of your fingerlings like that. So my advice, and based on what I've seen, it is better you leave your fingerlings for them to grow at least 1.5 months in your pond. That is in your pond. When you bring them to your pond, don't calculate the time they were hatched, the time you went about it, but calculate from the day that you brought them to your pond, 1.5 months as fingerlings before you start sorting. Good. Or if you think that you still want to do that, then it's better you buy a scooping net, so that when you drain your water, you see the bigger one, you scoop them. That is one good option. But other than that, leave them. It's better you leave them for them to grow together. And then after 1.5 months, you do your sorting. In this way, you're not going to lose as much fish as you will lose doing your fingerlings like 2 weeks after you bring them into your pond. It's a suicidal. That is honest truth. It's a real hand experience that I've gone through. And people have called me that they have also gone through such situations. So as a first timer catfish farmer, it's better you wait. This is my advice. It's better you wait. Wait for 1.5 months or 2 months before you do your sorting. People that do earthen pond, when they stock, it takes them 4 months before they do sorting. It takes them 4 months before they do sorting. So if you're having tarpaulin or concrete pond or plastic pond, it is better you wait. And also it's visible to see those that are growing bigger, and you can buy a scooping net to scoop them rather than trying to do sorting. That is suicidal to do that with your fingerlings. Okay. And my advice also is that in order for you to prevent diseases and other sickness, it is better every 2 weeks you have to at least do some treatment. When I say treatment, we all have to try to raise our product or our fishes in as much as we can in organic way. So it is better you prevent diseases than cure. And from now on, every video that I will make, I will emphasize on this, that as a catfish farmer, the first medication you need to have in your farm is salt. If you are a catfish farmer and you don't have salt in your farm, then it's better you don't do catfish farming. Then it's like you don't know what you are doing. You need to have salt, normal salt. We have table salt and we have this, the blog one also. Yeah, normal salt. You have them in your farm because salt is number one remedy when diseases strike your farm. But at the same time, salt also is a killer. Salt is a savior, at the same time a killer. Too much of it will kill all your fishes. And knowing the right size of quantity you must use will save your fishes. And number 2, you need to treat your fishes at least every 2 weeks or monthly. That is by using bitter leaf. Bitter leaf. When you bring in your fingerlings, the first 2 weeks, that is where after 2 weeks you have brought them in your pond, you have to treat them with bitter leaf. Blend bitter leaf. Blend it. Don't add water. Blend it just like that. And use a little bit of water to rinse inside the blender. and then pour it in a bowl. Drain your water to at least 1 feet. For example, when you bring your catfish and your water level is at 3 feet, let's say you have 4 feet high pond, you will not fill all the 4 feet. At least you will fill like 3 feet to put your water in. Drain 2 feet out of it to be left with 1 feet, and then pour in your bitter leaf. Let it settle down for 1 hour maximum for the fishes to swim in. They will swallow some, it will go in, and it will work on their body both inside and outside. After, drain all the bitter leaf, pour fresh water on them. You will see that they will be fine. They will be diseases free. And then also the materials, the bowl, every materials that you use have to be carefully washed. And you going into your pond, make sure that you wash your feet with salt water before you step into your pond. Wash your hand, wash everything so that you don't bring any disease outside to come and infect your fishes. So these are basic things that I want to share with you. And also, let me emphasize a little on somebody out there who want to venture, who is thinking of going into catfish farming or any other farm agricultural aspect. I will purposely talk about catfish because this is my field. This is what I'm doing. And I think it's necessary to share all the details with you. Good. If you are interested going into catfish, the first thing that you must look for is land, and not just any other land. You must look for land that access to water is very, very good. If you don't have water closer to your land, or if you don't have any means of getting water, then it's better you don't do catfish farming, because these are animals that depend on water to survive. As we depend on air to live, they also depend on water. So without water, then it's better you don't step in. So when looking for a land, please kindly look for a land that have water, or that have access to water. And in Ghana specifically, this is the time to determine which area is good for you to do fish farming. Simply because when it is raining season, it is easy for water to be found on most of our lands. But during the dry season or the Harmattan season, you can see some areas that have still water, so which is a very good sign. That is a very good sign. And during rain season also, make sure that water doesn't flood in that area. If water flood in that area, then you don't need to use that land, because you will lose most of your fishes, especially those that want to do earthen pond. Those that want to do earthen pond. If you do your farm near a flooding area, please, you are going to lose your fishes. So you must have a place that is good with water, at the same time, not a place that is flooding. So I believe you get my point. Yeah, when you have this, the number 2 thing you need to consider also is accessibility. When I say accessibility, I'm talking about how people can access your farm by car. A place that where in raining season, when somebody comes to your farm, or when a buyer comes to your farm, his car will not be stuck in the mud. So this is very, very, very important. Accessibility. You understand? And number 3, immediately you have the mindset. This is one big mistake I realized in Ghana. When I went to Ghana, I realized this big mistake. People do not do marketing before they start catfish farming. The market is there, but who do you call to come and buy your fish when it's ready? So immediately you have a mindset in your mind, please start to look for market. Please start to look for market. Immediately you have this mindset that you want to do fish farming, especially catfish farming, start to look for market. Because when if you wait and your fish grow, it will be difficult for you to find buyers. And at that time also, buyers that comes want to take advantage of you. So it's better you have to look for market, and not only one person. Go to the market women, talk to people, ask them what do they want, what size do they want their fishes, and when you do this, you can survive. So I will end today's video here. I will continue to share from details for you to know what I'm talking about, so that when you go into catfish farming, things will be easier for you. Have a blessed day, and I thank you for allowing me to visit your home to talk to you. I hope that we will hear from each other again. Have a blessed day. Bye.